Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Lege, and today we're going to talk about Zen Business. If you caught my earlier discussion or my last video, we talked about LegalZoom. You can catch that right here. Now, I'm not comparing the two, nor am I providing any legal advice, nor am I a lawyer to give any legal advice. This is just me trying to help people understand the different sites available to allow people to start a business. As I said in the previous video, I went through the long process. Knowing what I know now, I think I would have done one of these particular websites to get myself started, because it's all packaged in one little area versus me hunting through different websites, finding out different pieces, finding out different things. I mean, do your own homework. I always say that. Do your own homework and compare and figure out what's best for your situation. If time is a factor, this may be the faster option. If time isn't a factor, maybe you have time to go and look for this stuff you need throughout the pieces. But to ensure you have everything, that's the key. Do you have everything you need to get started with what you are doing? It took me a few weeks to figure out everything that I needed for this particular business. So again, I'm brand new, just starting out. It's only like the third video. So you want to give me a hand and support the channel, hit the like button and notifications for future particular videos. What I'll be doing next is going through the Secretary of State, showing you how you can do it the other way, which takes a little bit longer because you do a little more lead work, but the video will hopefully help you, and that's what I'm here for, try and help people get what they need. That's the real intention. All right, with that, let's jump right into this particular piece right here. So as you can see, I'm on the website. I'm going to put the link below for everybody to talk about and look at. Real quick, it's no different than the other one we looked at in the previous video. Kind of gives you a little information, gives you some packages, starter, same thing I mentioned yesterday. That's the does not renew, but plus the state filing fees. It's $0 plus state filing fees. I mean, the state of Alabama was $200. I can't say what every state's going to be, but that's not bad. They're getting you started. You'd pay the $200 even if you went through the Secretary of State, and I'm going to show that in the next video that I do on that particular process. And you have the Pro and Premium. If you're ready for it, need it in about 4 to 6 days or 1 to 2 days. As they say, price is a premium, right? You pay for what you need and how fast you need it. If you can handle 2 to 3 weeks to get everything you need, well, there you go. It's zero, just the fees you have to pay through the state. If you need it faster because you really want to get started, you can get it here and get it in 4 to 6 days. As you go through here, you're just looking and just going through things, business types at a glance. They'll give you a little bit on an LLC, how to start one. Your little start button there, 0 fees. Tells you about the how's it unique, protection and taxes, and drawbacks and considerations. C Corp kind of does the same thing, gives you a little piece, how's it unique, protection and taxation, and drawbacks to consider. S Corp, same thing, right? So it gives you all this information. You just have to read through it. Depending on what you're doing. If it's something simple, you may just want an LLC. If you're doing something big, you don't have investors, you may need the C Corp. Again, not a lawyer, not providing legal advice, just trying to help. A lot of information on this website too. I'm just trying to walk people through it, because when you first get on it, it becomes kind of a nightmare, right? You're like, oh, there's so much. What is it, right? So you're trying to figure this out. What are you doing? How does that work? How do you have to get things? And they give you a little piece. They support the small business at every stage. Your filing options, what you need for the state, processes, and deliver documents to your dashboard. And they provide your services to grow your business. It's good. If you're trying to get your product out, business stuff is kind of a pain in the backside, right? So it gives those little pieces. So pretty much a lot of information. Tells you everything you need to know. Most popular states form an LLC. Very common in all these, and of course you can hit the show all. That just kind of gives you the quick overview of running down the page. As we scroll back up, we're going to go ahead and talk about the formation services, right? Or make a business plan, right? We'll start with that. Make a business plan. Like, what is that? If you want to write a business plan, you can get started right now. Write your business plan, form your dream business in the fastest formation online. And it tells you, you'll pick the business format, what works for you, traditional, lean, and business. And if you come down here, it'll tell you, here's what a traditional business plan is, here's what a lean one is, and gives you a little more of what's in each one. So you have a good understanding of what you're looking at, right? Depending on what you want and what you want to do, lean may work. However, other people may ask more questions and you'll have to get more information. So that's where it really jumps into those particular plans and pieces that you have to figure out which one do you need for your business plan. If you're trying to get loans and stuff, you're definitely going to need one. They're going to want to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it, and how do you plan on getting through the process. And this side will help you do that. The other solution, struggle through paperwork and figure it out on your own and maybe not have enough information. That's what I like about these. If I'd have known that these things were available, it would have been a lot easier for me to have that discussion and get that into where I needed it to be. Formation services, where I was going to go first of all. That's going slow. Hit the formation services. Again, you get to compare packages, just like I said earlier. There's your 3 price points. What is that? Their experts will verify your business name, availability, prepare your articles of organization, and coordinate the filing to the Secretary of the State. 0, it just costs you the fees for the state, right? That's a pretty good deal. I mean, if you got time, you can wait to 4 to 6 weeks, like it says. It's not a bad option. I wish I'd done that and had got everything else I needed for the state of Alabama, because it took me a moment to figure that out. Time is money is what I like to say. Sometimes you may need an operating agreement if you have business partners, you and the wife, you and the husband, or just you and a partner, right? You got to have what's your operating agreement. I know I needed that for the Small Business Administration. Again, you don't know if you need it. You may not. If you're a single entity, you may not need that. Registered agent service, if you want them to do that kind of stuff, then hey, there's another fee, $199 a year. Sometimes it makes it easier. You're going to have to do the reading, what you think you're going to need. The EIN, definitely going to need that. It's like your social security number for your business. And that way you can file everything into it. You're going to need it even for something simple as like what I do for writing books. I have to put in the EIN number for the Amazons and Barnes and Nobles and everybody else to put money into my accounts. I have to have the EIN and be a business. Kind of a small business. I don't need a lot of other stuff, but I do need those particular things. You're probably going to need it too. And then fast filing fees, they tell you about that and those little pieces. If you're going to do any annual report filing, they have that option as well too. And certificates of good standings. I think I've had to pull that from the state. I don't know how many times thus far, because I keep forgetting where I put it. So at least it would be in your dashboard if you got it here. So something to think about. We do that. Other things you can see, they do domains if you want to do a website, email address, and stuff of that nature. And then they even have for banking services. So a lot of stuff on this one website, same as the other one. Like I said, I'm not saying this one's better than the other or that one's better than this one. You're going to have to do your research and figure out which one works best with what you need and what you have, right? So, let's see. License and permits. You need to figure out sometimes what license and permits you may need. It tells you a little bit about what is a business license here. General business licenses, business license, business registration, license for federal level if you're doing stuff for the federal government, agricultural, alcohol, aviation, commercial fisheries, firearms, fish and wildlife, maritime transport, stuff of that nature. Even licenses at the state level, auctions. You want to be an auctioneer? It's going to be some information you're going to have. Dry cleaning, right? Food services. Thinking about opening a restaurant. Good information. I'm going to click on Alabama because that's what I go with, how to apply for all the business license and permits you need for Alabama. So that's what I like about it. It has everything for the state I am looking for. It even picks up some of the county requirements that you have. Like an Alabama privilege license. I didn't figure that out until I think almost 3 months after I'd already opened the business. And luckily, I didn't have any income coming in. I hadn't been trying to sell books. I had book fairs in the state of Alabama. I just was getting my stuff in formation, so I had time, but I didn't know I needed it. I found that out after the fact. And as you can see other things you need: permits, license, city and county local listings for different things you need. And again, it's going to depend what that business is and what it does. Selling books, working from the house, it's not a big piece, but I do have the ability to go ahead and sell books now, which will allow me to make money right on the spot in cash, but then I have to do tax services every 30 days. So I prefer to stay with Amazon, let them collect taxes, and the other agencies that collect taxes, like say Etsy, and then you worry about them just send you money after the sales occur, which can take some time. But if you want to have that wait, and money's not a big deal, you can deal with that cycle of sales in a couple months before you get payment. It's really not that big of a deal, especially if you're just getting started and it's a side business. If it's your main business, that may not work for you. You may need cash ready, available, right on the spot. You're going to have to make these determinations. I don't have enough book sales, hoping to change that and increase that, but to make me want to do a filing for taxes every 30 days. It's just not enough into it right now. And if you had that much money, I would actually get someone to do it for me, an accounting service, which there's all kinds of companies that do that. And maybe that's one we'll talk about later. But right now, I'm just kind of going over the permits and letting you see them particular stuff right there. The other piece they have, like we said, we kind of mentioned it earlier, bank and finances, open a bank account. You don't need a business account. It separates your personal money from your business account, and that way you don't cross them over. Even though you may file taxes if you're an LLC under your normal taxes under 1040, again, not a lawyer, no legal advice, just trying to help. But that gives you that little piece and separates your two accounts. It also helps keep it neater too, that hey, this money's over here for what it's always been for, and this money is strictly for the business, and so you don't intermingle it. Just an opinion. You don't have to do it. Do whatever path works easier for you. Why Zen Business Banking? They got their own banking. You can do it right with them. It seems like it's pretty easy. I did not try this. I used somebody else. It was a bank I previously had that had business accounts, so I just filed for a business account. Just made it that easier for me. This may be an easier option for you. You're just going to have to roll with it and see how it pretty much goes in that particular piece. So right now you want to kind of just figure out what you're going to do, right? Let's say we'll kind of do like I did on the last one, but this time instead of doing a $0 package, we want this in 1 to 2 days, right? Start now. It's pretty self-explanatory. I don't get to go as far in this one as I did the other one, but you just keep following the checks, right? Just keep following the path until you're finished, right? Enter your business name. So like we did last time, Joe Smoes, Alabama. All right, let's see if that's available. Awesome, Joe Smoes is available. It's good because we did it recently. I'd hate to find out that it had already been gone since the last time I did this. How much business experience do you have running a business? Well, some, none, lots. Pick your poison. Will the business have employees the first year or just be you? Mine's simple. It's just me. That changes what paperwork you need too, by the way. So figure out what you need. Will it be your home address? No. How far along your business? It's already making money, launching soon, planning for future. Launching soon. So if I say 1 to 2 months and it takes this long for the paperwork to come through, you might as well just not rush it, right? Or this side business, primary income, or the next big thing? For me, side business. What kind of business are you forming? Publishing, There it goes, publishing. Hit next. All right, do you want me to save your progress? Save my progress and continue. Hate when something goes wrong and you lose everything, you got to start over. And now you fill out your information, right? And since I've already got a business, I'm not going to go through this process. But this gives you the idea. Just keep following the next steps and fill out your information. Next, as you're ready to go. So I hope this was informative. Kind of let you see what's on the site, things you can read, things that makes it a little bit easier to follow and get what you need out of the process. Again, I can't tell you what you need, because what I need may not be what you need. But this at least lets you see what's available out there and not just open a site and mass chaos. So hopefully it helped, and that's what my intention was. Like I said in my first video, if you want to catch that, it's right here. That's what's in the first video. I wanted to be able to put some information out so people could figure out how I went along the process. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to do it sort of manually. That takes a little more legwork, but if you don't trust these sites, you don't want to work with these sites, there are other ways to do it. And I can't give you the details for all the states. I can show you some things for some states, but I'm going to show what I did for Alabama. Should be something quasi similar throughout all the states. Again, if you liked what you saw, it did help a little bit, please hit the like button, notification button, as we're going to go through the Secretary of State sites next, and you'll be notified when that thing gets published. Appreciate your time. Thank you for the help and support, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye.